पेड सिक लीव संबंधी बिल डिगन तो बाद विरोधी धिर दी लीडर एंड्रिया हॉवर्थ दे वल्लों एक बार मुड़ फोड़ सरकार ते साइंस टेबल ते हैल्थ केयर डॉक्टरां दी सलाह दे अनुसार ना चलण दे दोष लगाए गए। उन्होंने आख्या कि डॉक्टर लॉरेंस लॉ दे वल्लों 5 केस आउण तो बाद बिजनेस अदारा अर्जी तौर ते बंद करन संबंधी लए गए फैसले नूं लैके सरकार नूं निशाना बनाया गया। ओंटारियो दे लेबर मिनिस्टर ने अपना पलड़ा जिहड़ा ओह फैडरल बजट नूं निराशाजनक दस के झाड़िया ते कहा कि सरकार ने पेड सिक लीव लई सार्थक कदम नहीं चुके।
For months, experts, including members of the Premier's own science table, have been sounding the alarm about dangerously high ICU levels. And today we learn that there are over 760 people fighting for their lives in Ontario ICU, Speaker. But the Premier failed to act. They failed to implement paid sick days. They failed to vaccinate workers in hotspots. And now ICUs in communities like Brampton are overflowing. Pediatric hospitals are sacrificing their beds. Patients are being transferred to hospitals around the province outside of their communities, Speaker. And doctors and nurses are being put in the horrific position of having to make decisions on who will receive life-saving supports and who will not. Speaker,
Question.
Why? With all of the evidence in front of this government, all of the warnings from their own science tables and medical experts, does this government continue to ignore the crisis in our ICUs?
Minister of Health.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Well, we have been listening to the experts all along. We have been listening to their evidence. And I think one thing is really important, Speaker, and I would say to the member opposite through you, that the Speaker is alleging that there is a triage protocol in place in Ontario. There is not. There is not. That is something, what we are doing is building capacity in our hospitals. We are making sure there's two aspects to what we need to deal with here. We need to blunt the transmission of COVID-19 in communities, as well as right now we need to build capacity in our hospitals, which we are doing. We are in contact with the CEOs of the hospital on virtually a daily basis. They are working very hard to create spaces. We are creating capacity so that everyone in Ontario who needs to be admitted to hospital and needs to be in an intensive care bed will have a bed available for them.
Response. Supplementary.
Mr. Speaker, with all due respect to the Minister of Health, that response shows us how out of touch with reality this minister is. Doctors are sounding the alarm bells, and this government continues to ignore their pleas for help. The government is following a pattern of denying the problem and acting too late. Now the government is begging other provinces for help, but refusing the federal government's assistance and the assistance of the Red Cross, Speaker. Speaker, healthcare systems in other provinces are also fighting COVID-19. They need their healthcare workers just as much as we do.
ਸਾਡਾ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇਖਣ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜਨ ਲਈ ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬ ਕਰੋ ਚੈਨਲ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਤੇ ਨੋਟੀਫਿਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਲਈ ਬੈਲ ਆਈਕਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਬਟਨ ਤੇ ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕਰੋ।